All right. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. Let's go ahead and play some FIFA 13. So yeah, who has not played game? So we know this Icelandic player has not played. Basilio has not played. Eno has not played. Serrero has not played. Van Rijn has not played. Those are the only players that have not played on our a game in the air Eredivisie just yet. Um, so yeah, got some drinks to me. I got some grape flavored water from Kroger actually. So yeah, I've gotten some Diet Coke actually. Diet Coke. Not gonna drink all of this right now or during the stream, but I also have some Monster Energy Zero Ultra. Yeah. Yeah. Then I have some Pepsi Zero Sugar actually. And I have some Diet Pepsi as well. There's a QR code if anyone wants it, but I have some Diet Pepsi. Yawning? Up a bit early. I woke up an hour earlier than I expected, and I just am not tired enough to go back to sleep. I woke up at like 4:30, so tried a little bit. So I started at 5:04 actually. We have Ebesilio who is gonna start for him. Sanaa has not played. We can put him for Ericsson. And there's this Icelandic player whose name I do not know how to pronounce. Start for Sam de Jong. And Paulson can come out for one other player besides Serrero. Oh yeah. No. Let's have Clausen on the bench as well. And those will be our substitute. This will be our starting lineup against NSA. Don't recognize any NSA players, if I'm being honest. Near the end of May, actually, surprisingly. It's May 28th at the time of this live stream, 2025. So starting the lineup. The game came out in 2012, so it's turning 13 this year. It hasn't already. It's pretty fascinating in my opinion. Oh, yeah, Neck Breda. I thought it was a different club. Ooh, cool ball, actually. I love always the colored balls like that, the multicolored balls. So I do know we won our first game though. We won our first two games actually, as we scored there with the player whose name I don't know how to pronounce. So if anyone knows how to pronounce, feel free. If anyone knows how to pronounce his name, feel free to let me know, because I do not know. I'm not. When it comes to like Icelandic pronunciation, I am not very good at it. I think it'd be cool to learn Icelandic though. Must be tough though, as Ebesil scored his first goal of the season. I feel like for English speakers, Icelandic would be one of those languages that's kind of tough to learn. I know German and Dutch are pretty tough just because they tend to use their throat when speaking, so. And English speakers don't. Imagine Finnish, Greenlandic, Icelandic, German, Dutch, Swedish, Norwegian, and Danish would be tough to learn as well. All those languages would be like tough to learn for English speakers. I'd imagine. And Faroese, I think. I wonder what the toughest language for English speakers, people that speak English, what the toughest language for them to learn is. Oh, nearly got the Icelandic player a hat trick. I got a hat trick for the Icelandic player. I don't think I finished my sentence. Sorry about that. Now we got a hat trick for him. Or nothing now. It's always good. 5-0 now. Suleimani scored. No, Francesco Ferrioli was the coach of Ajax. He is no longer the coach of Ajax. He resigned. Despite how the team played in the final 5 games, overall, I think this was a drastic improvement compared to last season. Because they really, yes, Ajax last season and this season struggled in the final 5 games, but other than Eintracht Frankfurt, Ajax really played well most of this year. You know, with the exception of Eintracht Frankfurt, Ajax played well up until those final 5 games. So, and they played Eintracht Frankfurt in the Europa League because Eintracht Frankfurt's in Germany and Ajax is in uh, the Netherlands. Oh, that's unfortunate. The goalie was able to get a hand on it, but he wasn't able to stop it. That is a goal for us, though. 6-0. So now I think they played better overall than Real Madrid. Actually, I also watch Real Madrid. Um, Real Madrid had very talented strikers and forwards, but they all tend to play the same position, and at least talented players we have, and a lot of them weren't playing in their natural position. So struggled a lot defensively as well. I know you have Raul Asensio was decent on the field. He's relatively young, so I'm not going to hold that against him. Um, Carvajal played well until he was injured. Unfortunately, he couldn't play well if he was injured, so. Lunin wasn't as good this year as he was last year when he played, and Courtois was good, but he wasn't. There's some games that he wasn't good in, so. As Sana scored in the 37th minute. Not expecting to score there. So close to being a turnover, or not a turnover, so close to being an own goal, actually. No, the World Cup qualification resumes in a little over a week, actually. So I know Uzbekistan is a win or two away from qualifying for their very first World Cup. So it should be interesting to see if they will get to the World Cup out of Asia. So see who else will qualify for the World Cup. Some of the teams have started qualifying because we had a New Zealand qualify back in March. Um, Canada, Canada, Mexico, and the United States qualified as hosts. New Zealand, I mentioned, qualified. Argentina, Iran, and Japan qualified as well. I think Australia, but I'm not entirely sure about that team if they qualified. So no team from Africa, Europe is yet to qualify. but you will have teams from Africa and Europe qualify. They just haven't qualified yet. So I think the European qualification, each team has played at max 2 games. Some teams haven't played at all, but other teams have played like 2 games in Europe. So then in Africa, they played. A lot of teams have played like 3 or 4, maybe 5 games in the group. So in their group, they just haven't gotten enough points. The group leaders haven't gotten enough points to actually um, qualify for the World Cup yet. Go ahead. So I know Shone, the Danish player, I think he's Danish. Saw a video of him. It was like Ajax posted a compilation on Instagram of a bunch of awesome goals he scored and a lot awesome free kicks he took. So, yeah. From what I saw in that video, I wasn't watching Ajax at the time, but he looked to be an extremely talented free kick player, an extremely talented goal scorer as well. Making all three. So I know Klaassen is the only player still with the team in this game. Everyone else is left or retired. Every other player. Blint was there when I started watching. Actually, I started watching in 2020. So and Klaassen was there, but then he left. And then he came back. I like Davy Klaassen. Aller, from of the players I watched, Sebastian Aller is my all-time favorite Ajax player. He was very talented. I also like Bertrand Traore. Uh, Sebastian Aller left. I know he went to Dortmund, and then I think he's with FC Utrecht now. So I just wish him the best in FC Utrecht. And Bertrand Traore is with Ajax now. I watched his cousin Lassina Traore score 5 goals against VVV Venlo on ESPN Plus a while back. Ajax had won 13-0 in that game, and Lassina Traore scored 5 goals. So it's Ajax's biggest win ever. A little sad the season is over now for Real Madrid and Ajax, but I know Real Madrid will be playing in the FIFA Club World Cup next year. Not next year, next month. So should be interesting to see how they do. Up 11-1 now. Real Madrid is playing in the FIFA Club World Cup. Ajax, their next game, that I'll be able to watch would be in the Eredivisie in August. I presume it starts in August. Usually starts in August. For me, or with the good goals, so. Hoping Ajax will win the Eredivisie this year. But this upcoming season, and Real Madrid will win La Liga, and one of them will win the Champions League. I had a preference, it'd be Ajax. I think Ajax this past year, based going off this past season, Ajax played better as a team, but Real Madrid has better individual players overall. And you can have the best player in the world, but if you don't play well as a team, you're going to struggle. So that with Real Madrid, they have a lot of, you could still make an argument for Neymar, Messi, and Ronaldo being the best players in the world, but some of the best players in the world right now. Ah, just missed with Shone. I think that's how do you pronounce his name? Because little mark in the O, I'm not really sure how to pronounce his last name. If anyone can give me the correct pronunciation for him and the Icelandic player as well, it would mean a lot. Oh, we tried to get it to Suleimani, and I tried to take it away with Klaassen as well. Ah, nearly scored again there. Nearly scored again. Watching the Angels play, I missed their series against the Marlins, but I did watch the game they played on Monday, yesterday, because I can't really stay up late due to work. To get up at um, oh, and that's a yellow card for Denzel. I usually have to get up for 6:15, which the game would, if I wasn't streaming, the game would usually end about maybe 11 or 12, sometime between 11 or 12, the home games, and they are playing at home right now. So that would, and it usually takes me about an hour to fall asleep. So that would be, like 5 6 hours. So that's why I have an energy drink and 4 sodas out, because I did get like really full asleep until about 11, and then I woke up about 4:30. So that'd be 5.5 hours, and like I can feel sleepy, but I want to stream as well. So took me. I was in bed at 9, so what I think happened is I got an extended weekend because I had Monday off from my job because it was a paid holiday. Um, so I was able to go to bed my usual time there, and then I woke up fairly well rested on Tuesday, which was yesterday, and then because of that, I noticed that I'm a little tired when I wake up. I can go to sleep, but just for some reason, I just had trouble falling asleep. It took me a bit longer to fall asleep yesterday than it did today. Than it normally would, so. Score, it's 13-1. Ebesillo scored a lot today for us. We scored a lot overall, so. This is the most goals Ajax would score in one game if this were real life. tying the record against they later tied the record against VVV Venlo. 5:30 now. You see now, I usually aim now to wake up at 5:30, and no, I said I usually aim to end my stream at 6:30, but I think I'm gonna change it to 6:15 to make sure I can get to work on time, because I usually do get it into work on time, but I had some issues 2 weeks ago that I didn't realize that I actually had to in terms of logging in and signing in for everything. Because I work at a call center, but alright, let's see for transfers actually. Transfer budget of 15 million seven. So I wonder like if a direct flight from Holland to like Adelaide is possible, from like Amsterdam to Adelaide. Like how long the flight would actually be. I'd imagine that would be a good 17, 18 hours. Maybe not that much, but I know it's like from London to like Sydney or Brisbane's like 17 or 18. So I'd imagine it'd be like that as well. I honestly like his hair. Nikolai Topper Stanley's hair. I think that's pretty cool. Find the search actually. Do they have any players from American Samoa in this game? I figured the A-League would be the closest. For the any countries in Oceania. See. Guam is a part of the Asian Confederation in terms of qualifying for the World Cup. Let's go for New Caledonia. See if they have a team. See if they have a player in the game. I should say. I wish they'd include more leagues in FIFA in the EA Sports FC series. Though it'd be cool to see more teams like and more leagues like. It'd be cool to see a team from or the top league from every country in future difference of EA Sports FC. That'd be like cool. You can play with teams from each league, but fortunately, Xbox. I know on Xbox they require you a huge download to actually huge file to. It's like huge to download. 80. It could be like 80, 90 gigabytes for FIFA, but EA Sports FC, I should say. So, and it's mainly for like anti-pirating stuff, from my understanding. Could be wrong about that, but all right, we have a couple players on our short list that I'd like to get. Approach the Wellington Phoenix to buy, so the offer, and then also approach the. And we can stimulate to our next game, actually. Son has 6 goals. Ebesia scored 5, and the Icelandic player scored 4 in his only game, so. Go to contract offer here. Now we're overvaluing them, but make sure they sign. So we have 9 points, so in 3 games. So we won all 3 games, actually. Ooh. Well, we tried. Those are the substitutions we'll make. And we can play against Rotor JC. I see the name Danilo a lot, but I know that's like for not sure if that's the same Danilo I recognize from. I'm so close to hitting. Is game number 4 in the Eredivisie against Roda JC. Don't recognize any of the names for Roda JC. I know Danilo, but I don't think that's the Danilo name I recognize. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. For Ajax, really the only players I know are Davy Klaassen. Before playing this game, or any of the other FIFA games, would be Davy Klaassen and Daley Blind. See if we can get the win against Roda JC. Dribble much with the young. But we can dribble with him now, so to talk about. I know the Angels don't know how they played yesterday. No, we do struggle a bit with our pitching, but we've kind of figured it out on hitting. So I'm not able to watch every Angels game, but I try to watch most of them. So hitting wise, we're doing decent. I know didn't really do too well against our first game against New York. I know we at least got maybe 2 or 3 hits in that game, if I remember correctly. The bright side is our young players are really developing. I remember back in 2022, 2023, Zach Neto made his debut, and he is turning into one of the best young shortstops in Major League Baseball. Very good hitter. Taylor Ward is becoming a very good home run hitter, and Sean was very good at getting on base as well. And then Logan O'Hoppe is one of our best. He's our best catcher, but he's the best young catcher right now, I think, in baseball. You have Travis Darnard as our other catcher as well, who's pretty good. He's been in the league for a while. We got Jorge Soler. He won a World Series with Chicago. Actually, the Cubs. He's a very. I thought he'd be a better home run hitter than he actually is, but you know, well, but at least he's doing well. Mike Trout's unfortunately injured again. He's, from my understanding, close to coming back. But personally, I would actually have Mike Trout play. I know he got injured on offense, so, but I would just have him play as the our main designated hitter. So, but injured running the first base and that. Unfortunately, it does happen from time to time in baseball, but that's the unfortunate side of sports is that regardless of the sport, there are injuries. There are a risk of injuries in the sport. So bowling, you know, The way you bowl, you could injure yourself. I know with sorry for yawning so much. I know in baseball, at least, I'd imagine most for pitchers. Obviously, most of the injuries would come from just pitching the ball so much with like a fastball or whatever. Knuckleballs are like the best ball to pitch, is what I read. So. The way I'm sitting. So I had this Monster Energy drink a few weeks ago, and I really like it. I like it. It kind of tastes like juice. So yeah. Ah, dang it! We allowed to go by Danilo. I think. I wonder what the most common like. I know for pitchers like a lot of them would require like Tommy John surgery. But I wonder for like the hitters, like what's the biggest, most common injury for baseball players, for hitters. Because I know when it comes to like I couldn't tell you what Tommy John surgery does or repairs. I just know of it. So when it comes to medical science, I'm not that knowledgeable on it. I usually go based off of what doctors say. So go what the doctors say. They say surgery works and is good for you. So be it. But it's gonna be 2-1 games so far, so it's not gonna be a clean sheet right now. Nearly scored with Holson. Watch NXT. I'm surprised JC Jane. I'm surprised. First of all, I'm surprised Trick Williams won the TNA World Championship at NXT Battleground. I'd like to see WWE purchase TNA one day. And I'm surprised JC Jane became NXT Women's Champion, but I'm really happy for JC Jane. Seemed like she was good in Toxic Attraction. I like that heel stable of I like Toxic Attraction. Mandy Rose left. They released her because she was doing some modeling that they considered inappropriate. Uh, WWE considered inappropriate, so. Gigi Dealin was recently released. She, unfortunately, just couldn't stay healthy enough. But she had potential. It was her, Gigi Dealin, Dakota Kai, and Tegan Knox are all talented wrestlers, in my opinion. But they just, unfortunately, with the WWE style, they just couldn't stay healthy. And they, you know, unfortunately, just their careers in WWE never really took off the way I think a lot of people and myself included because expected just because they couldn't stay healthy. So it's when it comes to professional wrestling, injuries are common. It's very unfortunate that or because of it, they weren't given like a fair chance. You can't really wrestle when you're injured, and never really got the chance to showcase their talent in WWE. At least at the main roster, at least on Raw and SmackDown, because I know not every WWE fan will watch the independent circuit or NXT, but like they really shined in NXT, but because of injuries, Dakota Kai got an opportunity on. And she you could definitely see the potential and skill she had on Raw, but she never really had. She really couldn't stay healthy. And Tegan Knox was injured for most of her time on the main roster. Cora Jade is another one that had potential, but it seems like whenever she would come back, she'd wrestle for a couple weeks, and then get injured again. And I thought she would be a future star on Raw or SmackDown, just like Roxanne Perez. But again, injuries really hindered her from really developing in the WWE ring. So I know a lot of the NXT wrestlers and a lot of more uh, well, at least recent NXT call-ups have some time to find their footing on the main roster. Like Carmelo Hayes, it's like one thing I noticed, a lot of NXT wrestlers will thrive in NXT, but then it like takes them a while to adapt to the main roster. And, that's nothing wrong. That's not an insult to the NXT wrestlers, but it's just the level of skill on the main roster is at a higher level than on NXT. So I'm sure he'll find his footing in the right his right place, so to speak. Like he has potential to be a main eventer in the main roster in WWE. I think it's just finding the right gimmick and making sure he's comfortable in that gimmick as well. I liked his heel run with his heel feud with Trick Williams though. Trick Williams is charismatic though. He's good. He's a heel now, so he's another one that'll be good on the main roster, and that I'm sure he and Carmelo Hayes will be future world champions on the main roster in WWE at some point in their career. They're both former NXT champions, so it'll be nice to see Melo and Trick Williams as future world champions. I think Roxanne Perez is a future women's champion on the main roster, whether it's actually the creatively named women's champion or the women's world championship. So I think either way, she's gonna be a world champion in WWE. I like her better. She's a good heel, but I like her better as a face. I kind of like Melo better as a face than as a heel, but he's not. They're not bad at either. Some people are naturally gifted at being heels. Very few people, in my opinion, are very gifted at being good guys. Rey Mysterio is one of those rare exceptions that are better at being good guys than bad guys. Like there are few wrestlers that are better as good guys than bad guys. So Rey Mysterio, Kelly, Santino Marella, R-Truth, and Daniel Bryan are all better wrestlers as good guys than bad guys, I think. Sting as well. I don't know why, it's just hard to really root against those guys, and get them to boo them. It's just I feel like being a good guy is much, and getting people to, you know, like you and cheer for you is much harder than getting people to hate you. There are some people that are better at both, that are very good, equally good at both being a good guy and bad guy. I think AJ Styles is better as a good guy. I think Jeff Hardy is, both Hardys are better at being good guys, but they're not bad. AJ Styles, Matt, and Jeff Hardy, they're not bad at being villains. They're just better at being good guys. I think Kevin Owens is equally good at both. Gosh, Sami Zayn was very annoying as this conspiracy theorist villain, and very annoying. But that's kind of the point of his character, and he did that very well. He was so good at it. Eventually, he got over, and they turned him face. So, although the best heels are the ones you always boo, so not true for, but if a gimmick works, you eventually become so good at it that it becomes popular. I can see how that is being over as well. I think I'm gonna hop off after this game, but I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll have enough time to play. I may actually have enough time to play one more game. Oh, and we allowed a goal there. Malky scored for Rhoda JC. It's a good goal by Rhoda JC by Malky. Being 8-2 games. So. Kevin Owens is equally good at both. I think Randy's better at being a. He's gone a lot better at being a good guy, but he's still slightly better. I prefer him as a heel. He can do both. Batista as well. I love John Cena's heel promos, but I'm not. Even though it's been almost 3 months as him being a villain, I'm still not emotionally able to handle that just because he was a good guy for so long. I've gotten so used to him being a good guy. As a teenager, I hated him. I hated his superhero, his Superman goody two shoes gimmick. As an adult now that I'm matured, I can appreciate it. I didn't always, you know, don't think there's some times where I think that I didn't, you know, still enjoy his gimmick. Like I know he had some backstage issues with Alex Riley, and I like Alex Riley, so would have rather those issues not getting in the way. But I'm not really entirely sure about the why they had issues backstage. But from my understanding, it's just they couldn't really get along. So I didn't really like the fact that he kind of interfered with Alex Riley's career. And then, it's not so much about him, but it's just the fact that he won a lot of feuds that he didn't really need to win. So, that's not, his decision, but a lot of cases. But, it's the Vince Wilson. I will come back to him if I can remember to. Go and play this game against AZ. At least start Denzel. Definitely know he asked Vince McMahon to win the. I know Josie Altador. I know Cena asked Vince McMahon to beat the Nexus, and that was a bad decision in my opinion. So that was in SummerSlam of 2010, and I remember that pay per view. It was the very first SummerSlam I watched, and I liked the Nexus. Wasn't the biggest Nexus fan at the time, but I did appreciate them. So looking back, Nexus should have been a much more dominant group than they actually were. They should have won at SummerSlam. I felt like, in terms of long term, the one good thing about Triple H being in charge is that there's more long term booking, and in terms of long term booking, I think that so okay, you want to have SummerSlam, yeah, they should have won at SummerSlam. Then they should have just had like another 7-on-7, maybe not an elimination match at Mania, but just a tag match at Mania, a big tag match in one of the main events, and they should have won that at Mania 27, and then you just book them, to the group to start having issues and start having problems, on the road to WrestleMania 28 in 2012, and kind of have it end at Mania 28. Do you remember they played a part in The Miz cashing in his Money in the Bank? Because I know, if I remember correctly, Randy Orton defended his title. I want to say against Wade Barrett, and then the Nexus interfered in that match, and Randy Orton won. And then after the match, The Miz actually ran down, cashed in his Money in the Bank, and became WWE Champion for the first time. I remember watching that episode of Raw. He scored there with Sulejmani. Really refreshing to see, in that era, guys like The Miz and, I know for a while John Cena had been like at the main event scene, at the top of the main event, so it was really nice to see The Miz as WWE Champion. Jack Swagger was also World Heavyweight Champion that year. I'm not the biggest Jack Swagger fan, but you get to see some new people in the main event scene. It's In 2011, The Miz's WWE Championship reign came to an end. John Morrison kind of had a few main events, that year, but he was released in 2011, or he let his contract expire. I don't remember which case. And actually, R-Truth was in the main event of, of a pay per view fighting John Cena for the WWE Championship. CM Punk also won his first two WWE Championships reigns that in 2011. He had a 434-day reign. I remember that because it's like the longest reign in like 25 years or something for a world championship, and he won it first at SummerSlam, and then he won it first I think in Money in the Bank, and then he lost it at SummerSlam to Alberto Del Rio, and then at Survivor Series he beat Del Rio and um, Cena in a triple threat match to become WWE champion, and he had a reign of 434 days. Lost it, I think, at Royal Rumble 2013. Won it at Survivor Series 2011. It was well over a year. I know Dolph Ziggler was World Heavyweight Champion, but I always felt that he's one of those wrestlers that should have been out. I'm glad he was World Champion, but he just had like injuries at the worst time because he was injured. He got like a concussion at the as World Heavyweight Champion, but it's like whenever he did win, and his first reign, it was over due to bad booking because he reigned for like an hour. So yeah, this will probably be my last game. I not sure I'll be able to stream to 6:15. It's currently 6:06, so I usually try to end my streams at 6:15 if I can. We have possession now, but on the bright side, I've been going for over an hour, actually. Some of the wrestlers that should have been world champion. Damien Sandow comes to mind. He's very talented. Wade Barrett's another one, actually. And Zack Ryder. I love Zack Ryder. His Z True Long Island True Story. Z or something like that. And I would watch that on like a weekly basis in 2011. That was really fun. And that got him over. He was like even segments with The Rock that he had no business having his name chanted. His name would be chanted in segments with The Rock, and that was always a offside, dang it. So I popped hard when he won the United States Championship at TLC 2011. That was a very good time for me. That was a very good pay-per-view. So I'm glad he became U.S. champion and Intercontinental champion. Even if there was short reigns, still glad he became champion. And tag team champion as well. Go ahead and make a substitution, actually. Just go with Suleimani? Yes, we can. I'd like to see Xavier Woods as a singles world champion in WWE. He's pretty funny. Really, all three members of the New Day are funny. So he's like the only one of the New Day that has not been a world champion in the singles competition. So it'd be nice to see WWE crown him, you know, either world heavyweight or WWE champion at some point. As we score there. I think of what to talk about. Now it's nearly halftime. 6:10. There we go. Young scored. That was a horrible shot. I would have done worse in real life. I know I would have done worse in that situation, so. Alright, 11-0. So I'm gonna see if I can remember to make it a more high difficulty, so that way I can actually, get at least a challenge. It's 12-0. Actually, I thought it was 11-0. Off my mic and my face cam now. Sorry about that. I'm gonna let y'all listen to the game volume for the rest of the game.
Oh, it's a clear chance. Seen the chance. Corner coming up. And it's going to be 2 changes here. That corner didn't produce the chance that they were hoping for. So there we are at half-time, and one team has really established its superiority here and leads with plenty of goals in the bag. The losing team will want to get into the dressing room and reassess. The winning team have been superb.
Well, they have. Their manager hasn't got a lot to say. As for the other one, he's got a lot of work to do in this next 15 minutes.
Well, after the first half, there's only one team in it. Another 45 minutes left. Here he is with a chance, and he's given that everything. Ball still alive. It's with De Jong. And here's the shot. And that's a goal that only increases their advantage. It's the substitute who's struck here, and he's done it really to help his team so soon after coming into the game. Well, this has turned into an absolute rout. Mayer. Individual inspiration, sublime.
Look at those feet, they're moving 10 to the dozen.
That's a good pass. Great opportunity, and he's met it with his head. Oh, that was like Alan Smith in his prime, except it didn't end up in the back of the net.
No, it was a really poor effort. He should have scored.
Good ball. So dangerous. And hits it. He's made the save. It's still in play here. That is a wonderful save.
Well, the form he is in, he doesn't look like he's going to be beaten. He probably gets to the point where the strikers feel they're not going to be able to score. This keeper is in his...
Now it's only the goalkeeper between him and scoring. He goes for goal! It's a very big margin now between these two teams. They've taken a bit of the spice out of the contest. That is his second goal of the game. They just can't contain him.
Well, on the counter-attack, that is absolute gold dust for his side. He's given the ball, and he did the rest there. Wonderful individual effort.
Great chance, and he drives for goal. He stopped the first shot. No one's feeling very sorry for the opposition from this team, are they? Because they've just scored again. For the most part of the match, they've been the better side, and it's now reflected on the scoreline.
Yeah, they're turning the screw, showing the superiority. But it was a good effort, and I think it was a good save. He could do nothing about it. The only criticism of the keeper you would have, Martin, is he didn't parry it away out of the danger zone.
Ajax take over possession. Well executed. Keeps it going well. Will stop the attack, that. It's a quick break. Well, he fancied his chances from that sort of distance. Well, you can't fault the ambition, but you can fault the contact, really. Still on the attack, and they've got a corner. And it's going to be a substitution now for this team. Wasn't very confident defending, but it's done the job. Can he score now? Now he's looking for support. Can he knock the ball upfield? It's with De Jong. Good ball. Good pass. Good dribbling skills. Pass one. Really good stop at a vital time. Dirk Burikte. Now they're helping him out. He's in the clear. And he shoots. Oh, that's great work by the goalkeeper. Here we'll see what they can manage from the corner. And he takes the shot. Teed up beautifully for the first-time shot, but he's missed it.
Well, it was begging to be hit, wasn't it? The quality of the pass, the weight of it, perfect.
That could be one way or the other. What's the referee going to do? Well, they've decided to make a change. There's activity down there amongst the substitutes, and one will be coming on. No real trouble for the goalkeeper. Dirk Burikte. Is this the moment? He's whipped it off the toes of the attacker.
Oh, wonderful, old-fashioned goalkeeping in many ways. Brilliant.
Here's De Jong. Well, for me, Alan, this guy's playing really at the top of his game. Do you think so?
It looks that way, Martin. He cannot get enough of the ball. He's dominating things out there.
Goes for goal! And it's in the net for the goal! Very, very thorough performance here. Totally professional, and the result should be in the bag.
Some excellent displays out there from those lads. They've all played well.
And talk about men against boys. Very massively one-sided. doesn't get through because the defender actually recognised the direction it was coming in quickly. Options available on the bench for the clean through. Here's the shot. Oh, they've got another one. No panic. Realised he got the opportunity and took it. Full advantage.
Great for a team, isn't it, when you can have somebody hanging up the other end of the pitch to make use of that counter-attack.
It's one-way traffic, I'm afraid. Well, these are key final minutes. 8 to go. It's with De Jong, supporting player alongside. Pretty easy for the goalkeeper. He'll be just saying shoot. If you're going to shoot like that, I'll pick them up all day long. That player's doing his job in terms of passing absolutely superbly. Some players limbering up for the away team. Substitution in the offing. Well, he has a go. That's really well done. Good defending. Just can't get out at the moment. It's a good clearance in one way, but it's only just bought them a few extra seconds to reorganise. Sliding challenge. Great interception. In those circumstances, the referee's had a good look at it, but he's decided, fair enough, he's played the ball and not really touched the man, but it could have been dangerous. Oh, free kick awarded by the referee. It is going to be a change here, and it looks like a strategic one. Excellent interception. There we go, final whistle. One team out of their misery, the other team high on celebrations.